Good morning. Time for another web review. I think I did my last one like 2-3 weeks ago, so not too bad. Almost once per month. This time I selected a tool called Typeform. They're like a web form builder. They have been around the block quite many years. I remember I used them maybe like 7-8 years ago. Back then they were really useful, visually nice form builders. But I'm feeling quite a lot has also changed, so let's take a look of their website and let's see how it feels, what it tells about the product, and what are the good things, maybe some things that we could potentially also improve. So let's take a look. Okay, homepage, hero. The first thing I already noticed, what is AI engagement platform? Like personally for me it doesn't say literally anything, especially knowing it's a form builder tool. Hero H1 is more descriptive. You can already understand that, okay, they are going probably more all in with the AI. You can use prompts to build forms. Probably quite handy, so you don't need to manually go through 17 stages of building form. What's also quite interesting is that instead of a sign up button, they have gone for the main CTA as a CE plans, which means they probably prefer already in that early stage customers to make their decision which kind of plan they want. Later we can go into the pricing plan and let's see how that one looks. That's quite interesting that they don't push for general trial, which is more popular, so customer doesn't need to make so many decisions. So yep. Hero, instead of hero image, they have used video, which is probably quite good because you can see that you can create prompt will create the form, you can always edit it, change it, improve it, so that's quite interesting. Plus you can see that the forms can be quite nice and visual. Here you can probably see that they're leaning quite heavily into the Fortune 500, which means more enterprise customers. I think the general homepage is giving kind of that feeling that they're going more into the AI enterprise segmentation. But yeah, here they could, in theory at least, give a little bit more information about general product, how the forms, what are the functionality in the forms. They really don't speak about the functionality of the form itself. All of the extra stuff, they're there, automations, contacts, but yeah, maybe it's also too basic for their type, their ECP. But who knows. Logos, always good. You can see how it integrates, although there are some duplication happening with the logos, but it's quite cool to see that you can connect the form with all of the main popular tools that companies and people are using. Stats are always good. I actually really like the footer. There's a lot of templates, so you can really kick it off quite quickly. Plus you can also see that for what you can actually use the form builder. Also integrations, what are the most popular. So this footer alone gives you a lot of useful information if you want to use the forms. Let's jump into the enterprise. This also seems quite interesting. By the way, the navigation is really good actually. The platform, it gives you all of the main functionality or features. You can understand what kind of things you can build with Typeform. Solutions, same, like what kind of teams can use it, what are the main use cases, what are the different types of plans. So navigation is really well done. It's simple, but it gives you all of the relevant information, plus visually it looks really nice. But yeah, enterprise plan. I was already taking a look of this page a little bit earlier, but I actually really like it. It directly speaks with their target audience, in that case enterprise customers. Their messaging is quite good. You can see some of the big names already. You can see what are really those features that matter for enterprise customers, more seats, customer support, customization, onboarding, security, all of the things that enterprise customers and those companies care about. That's quite interesting. All of the extra stuff that you're getting here. Yeah, case studies, always good, because for bigger customers, they really want to see that similar companies like theirs have used it and how they have used it. Have they been successful with that? And also pricing page already brought out here for enterprises, or it's more like to compare how the normal plans are comparing to enterprise. So that's quite interesting, to be honest. I think this page is really well done. It's short, sweet, gives you all of the relevant information on top of the other pages. And maybe last thing, let's jump into the pricing. There are some good things, some things that I think could deserve a little bit improvements. In general, the plan view looks really great. You can visually see what are the good extra parts for each additional plan. For annual selection, this is really nice that you can already directly see how much you're saving, not even the percentage of savings, but directly how many euros you're saving. That's quite good. Add-ons, that's always a little bit tricky part, because if you don't really understand the product even that well, you haven't chosen the plan, add-ons can get a little bit tricky because it's just too much information for that stage, but at the same time, maybe it's good for visibility and you can already understand that you can get those extra things. But yeah, that's something that's always worth testing, because it might make pricing and general product selection too confusing for potential customers. Compare plans, that's quite good. Nice and sticky pricing here, so you always see which plans you're speaking about, what are extra features, nice visual touches here. So that's really good. Only part that's a little bit confusing for me is, which in theory is a really good thing, because they have already different tabs for different types of customer options, so HR, marketing. Only thing that confuses me, if marketing plan is 150 euros or more than 200, then why are those plans different from these ones, which are way cheaper? So at least right now, for me, it's difficult to understand like what's extra here, what's included more than on the normal plan. So there probably could be some clarity work done that will give that information, but again, would be quite interesting to know what have they been tested here, what are their learnings. But in general, visually looks quite nice page. I really like the style in general, just some messaging part. Homepage probably could be a little bit more direct, not just AI focused. It's a little bit vague right now, but in general, quite well done. But it's typical. There's always some clarity work that needs to be done to make some things more clearer, especially when somebody comes from the fresh perspective. Also, which I didn't really see anywhere, is how they compare with some other form builders, because I know that there's quite many of those popping up, even some younger ones who are getting quite popular already. So would be probably interesting to see how it compares with some of the other tools. Anyway, that's it for this time. Hope you liked it, and more to come soon.